All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double homage to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. Brother Shabab Mamawan back at you with another lesson. What I want to go into real quick is just this little video I came across on Instagram that actually caught my attention. A couple of things that the brother was saying in the video pretty much, caused me to gather a couple scripts together through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, but I'm going to play the video, and it says the planet belongs to us. All right, which this planet does belong to the nation of Israel. All right, and we'll get a couple of scriptures to prove that. It'll be a quick little hit, and then that's about it. All right, so let me play that video. The only thing I say is the part at the end. I forgot what he said. He said some nonsense at the end, but he was bringing out some good points in the when he was saying. Give me a second. Let me bring it up.
The planet belongs to us. And until we claim this motherfucker truly, and I'm not talking about through their laws, fuck them, fuck the Morris way of doing things. All we gotta do is walk away. We don't need paperwork. People are like, well, if we go into the jungle, they could just come kill us. But I'd rather die than be a part of their shit. What the fuck? You already dead. You already a slave, nigga. And if I can't be free, I'm already dead. So kill me. Well, if we colonize in the jungle, they could just come and fuck us up. Well, guess what? They won't have no slaves, nigga. They kill us, they die. And maybe that's what need to happen. Maybe we just need to commit suicide because we already fucking dead anyway. So that's the answer. The answer is that we starve the cancer. Get the fuck out their system. Fuck their women. Fuck their cars. Fuck their mind. Fuck everything they got their knowledge. You need none of that shit. We go back to a natural way of living, the original way of living. And let them come kill us, because I can't die anyway. I'm God. I'm energy, nigga.
Yeah, that's the part where he fucked up. Where he said he God and he energy. All right. Which we are gods, as the scriptures say. Hey, shalom, sister Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh, Shabbat, Shabbat, shalom. All right, which we are gods. All right, because the scriptures tell you that. All right, that we are gods. All right, but the way he was going into it was on some some comedic bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But let's play it again, and I'm gonna break down a couple things that he said.
The planet belongs to us.
All right, there we go. We'll stop right there. The planet belongs to us, and that's facts. All right, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah created this world for our sakes, as the scriptures tell us. All right, let's grab that first. This is 2nd Ezra 6. All right, and I'll take it from 54, and it says, after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All right. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord Yahweh Shai, because thou madest the world for our sakes. You see? So the planet Earth, all right, was for us and was created for us. You see? It says, as for the other people, which is talking about the other nations, which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. All right, so the Lord looks at these other nations as nothing, as spittle, all right, as drops that fall from a bucket, all right, pretty much, spilling the little drops out of the of water out of a bucket. And you ain't worried about that because you want what's inside the bucket in its entirety. All right, but the drops that fall out, you can't do nothing about it. They just there. You know, they falling out, but they're nothing onto the Lord, man. Okay. It says, and now, O Lord Yahweh Shai, behold, these heathen which have been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And there's a reason for that, all right? Because you have to remember, we have sinned before our maker, man. Every time that we sinned before our maker, all right, the Lord, you know, put us into the hands of these enemies. You know, we will go out to wars and we end up losing in wars. You see, as a matter of fact, let's grab that in Judith. This is Judith. Give me 1 second. Judith, the 5th chapter. I'll get straight to the point. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll just get straight to the point. It says 17, and it says, and while they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hateth iniquity was with them. You see, every time we sinned, we didn't sin before our maker, we prospered in everything we did, man. All right, because the Lord has set law, statutes, and commandments for our people to follow, man. And when you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, all right, that's what it explains. When you go through Deuteronomy 1 through 15, it explains to you that if you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you did what the Lord has commanded you to do, you will be blessed with things, right? But if then you go from 15 all the way down to 68, it said that if you sin before your power, all right, which our power is a jealous power, all right? So whenever you go off, remember, we are considered as his woman. He doesn't like that, man. You see? And every time that we went off, we had to be put on under curses, okay? And one of the curses will be that we will always be given into the hand of our enemies, all right, for the want of all things and nakedness and shame, you see? So it says, and while they sin not before their power, because they were about to go to war, basically, in this time right here. But it says, and while they sin not before their power, they prospered, because the power that they hated, the power that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and their temple of their power, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. You see? Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord Yahweh Shai defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. You see? So whenever we did what we were supposed to do, man, the Lord is there to protect us. The Lord is going to always be there. You see, this is why the Lord is in the midst of us now, because he has the great awakening, and the 1/3, all right, that's going to be saved is following in the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. This is why we were able to return onto our power, and we were able to basically have the Holy Spirit, which will be the understanding of these scriptures, man. You see? But if we didn't do what we were supposed to, right, and we continue to sin, we will end up like the rest of these 2/3. You see? We will stay like these 2/3 in gross darkness, you know, blinded by the light, basically, you know, blinded by Esau, you know. But because we're doing what we're supposed to do, this is why we're able to receive this knowledge. This is why we're being saved on a daily basis. This is why we came out of the valley of the dry bones. You see? Now let's go back. 1 second. Back to 2nd Ezra 6. Okay. And 56, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord Yahushua, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, again, showing you that the world is created for us, man. It says, why do we not possess an inheritance in the world? How long shall we endure? Okay. And I just explained, because we're constantly in our people constantly sinning before our maker, man. And when you sin, especially when you have pride in sinning, all right, what does it tell you? Let's grab that real quick in Ecclesiasticus, all right, the 10th chapter. All right, it says, what's that at? 7. It says, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. Okay, jump down a little bit. All right, 12. It says, the beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yahweh, and his heart is turned away from his maker. You see, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that has it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord Yahushua brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. You see, that's why we don't possess this inheritance, man. Okay. But see, now that the great awakening is here, this is why Yahushua is on his way. Okay. And Yahushua is going to rule over all these nations. All right. He's going to set righteousness on this earth, man. Okay. So now let's continue on. As a matter of fact, let me jump to 2nd Ezra 7th chapter before I lose that thought. All right. Showing you that we are, again, that this world was created for our sakes. All right. 1 second. Gotta find it. I know it's in the 7th chapter. One second, bear with me. It's a long chapter, that's why. This works, nevertheless. Salakia. It'll come back to me in a second. I know it's in here somewhere. Probably just going right over it. But let me continue with that video. All right. Yeah, let me continue in that video. So let's break down some more. Oh.
The planet belonged to us. And until we claim this motherfucker truly, and I'm not talking about through their laws. Fuck them. Fuck the Morris way of doing things. All we gotta do is walk away. We don't need paperwork. People are like, well, what if we go into the jungle, they could just come kill us. Well, I'd rather die than be a part of their shit.
And then see, that's true. See, if we would just walk, because the scriptures tell you not to follow the multitude to do evil. All right. And the scriptures also tell you not to follow in the way of the heathen. All right. So we're supposed to actually walk away from the ways of the heathen, you see. And as a matter of fact, if you go to Wisdom of Solomon, all right, the 2nd chapter, grab that. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, it speaks about how the real men of the Lord, all right, the 1/3 is going to be contrary on to the ways of this world. And he basically said also fuck their education. Yeah, we're against their education. As a matter of fact, we're actually bringing down the strongholds by preaching Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, telling our people to stay away from them. You see, this is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, that's the wicked. That's what the wicked does. All right, they lie in wait with traps and snares. Okay, it says, because he is not of our turn. See, the righteous man is not of Esau's ways. It says, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law and objective to our infamy, the transgressing of our education. Excuse me. Exactly. You see, we're contrary onto what they're about. You see, because now we walk in the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. See, at one point we was all walking as Gentiles, as the scriptures say, man. All right, that's why we were being called Gentiles. Let me grab that real quick. For you know you walked as Gentiles, KJV. All right, this is Ephesians 4 and 17. Give me 1 second, it's loading up. My shit bugging right now. This is for Ephesians 4 and 17. It says, this I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord Yahweh Shai, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind. You see, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. You see, we was walking as Gentiles, just as these people was, man. All right. Let me grab another one. I believe it's in the same. It should have been in Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, I believe. Yeah. This is Ephesians 2 and 11, and it says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh. Okay, matter of fact, let me open that up so I can get there. I'll take it from actually I'll take it from 1. It says, and you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But Yahweh, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, has quickened us together with Hamashiach. By grace ye are saved. You see? So we were walking, okay? As a matter of fact, I'll jump down real quick, down to 11. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh, made by hands, that at that time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without Yahweh in the world. But now in Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, who sometimes were far off, are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. See, and we were given that chance, all right, because Yahweh Shai had bought us back in blood, and we were able to receive this truth, the comforter. You see, that was the significance of him getting on that cross, man. All right, because if he didn't get on that cross, we would have never received that comforter. We would have continued to walk as Gentiles, man, and there would basically be no hope. You see, we would have to be taken out the way completely, the whole nation of Israel, basically. But the Lord always had that remnant, that small remnant, okay, that will make it, that always will turn back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So now let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, all right, and 12. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, which that is Esau. And this is why he waits for the righteous, right? Trying to catch them, to make them sin before their maker, because he is not of our turn. See, Esau wants it to be, he wants us to remain in that Gentile state of mind, man. And he is clean contrary to our doings. Yeah, we are against the things that this world has to offer. We're against the ways of Esau, man, because it makes us sin before our maker. It says, he upbraideth us with our offending the law and objective to our infamy, the transgressors of our education, man. And we tell our people all the time, man, to stay away from the educational systems out here, man, because everything that's educational on Esau's book, all right, is made to destroy your mind. All right. That's why our mind, that's why they didn't need to change in the shackles no more, man, because our mind, all right, is enslaved already through the different philosophies of this world. You see, through all these different books. That's why the scriptures tell you make no to make no, let me just grab it so I don't butcher it. This is Ecclesiastes. All right, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 or 14. It's like 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. Yeah, this is why you're not supposed to be into all these different books and different philosophies. All right, because it pretty much causes confusion. All right, there's no end. You'll never, here it is, you're searching for a certain answer when the answer is in your scriptures. All right, as a matter of fact, it tells you that in let's grab that real quick. This is Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh. See this Bible, all right, and read. Blessed is he that readeth, as the scriptures tell you. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, meaning that this Bible doesn't go with any of these philosophies of the world. This Bible doesn't go with any of these other books. You see, this Bible was created by Israelites, was made by Israelites, for Israelites, to the Israelites, and that's it. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the Lord gave you a manual to follow. When you buy a product from the store, it comes with a booklet, a manual, how to build it, how to use it. This is what the Lord did with us. He gave us a manual, a cheat code, basically, to be able to conquer in this society, man, and to be able to stand up against the wiles of the devil, you see? So that's why it says that none shall want her mate. For my mouth it has commanded, in his spirit it has gathered them, okay? So let's go back to Ecclesiasticus. Salakia, Wisdom of Solomon 2. And what was that? 12, I think it was. Yeah, 12. All right. So we're against the education system here also. All right. Now we're going to 13. It says, he professeth to have the knowledge of Yahweh, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. See, you can't just call yourself the child of the Lord and you out there doing wickedness. All right. Like you got most of these 2/3 out here doing, oh, I know God, I believe in God, but here it is. They're not keeping any, at least not trying to keep any of the law, statutes, and commandments, which is the whole duty of man. You see, the duty of man is to fear Yahweh and keep his law, statutes, and commandments. None of these 2/3 is doing that, but they'll just blabber with their mouth. All right, they show love with their mouth, but their heart is far away from them, meaning that their mind is far away from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. A lot of these people just regurgitate what they hear, man. You know, oh, I love God. Oh, well, I love God too. That's their mindset, man. Not knowing what's the true power and what the true power will do to you, because he is a jealous power when you don't follow his commandments, man. You see, this is why people getting judged 24/7, you know, and the wicked will not understand judgment. Only the righteous understand judgment. You see, so it says he professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh, which we do. All right, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. he was made to reprove our thoughts, and that's what we're here for, man. We're here to reprove the thoughts of this damn devil. All right, we're here to fix everything that he destroyed. We basically fixing it through the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay, which is the true cure of our people. Okay, it says, so like he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion, you see, and our ways is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why Esau hates us. He hates that our people have woken up, okay? Because now we know, we can see, all right, what this devil's really about. As the scriptures say, that he has made Esau bare and he can no longer hide himself. So he had us in that, in them lies for so long, all right, and only those 2/3 is going to continue in those lies, because they're basically caught up in what you call that Stockholm syndrome. Okay, they've been oppressed so long by their slave masters that they actually believe the nonsense that he comes with, man. They actually love being oppressed and will continue to be oppressed. All right, as long as Esau gives them the little the little devices, you know, gives them a little land here and there, gives them a little paycheck. You see, they're satisfied with that. But see, the real men of the Lord are not satisfied with any of that, man, because we want what's ours, this world. We want what is ours to possess, all right, as the Lord said, all right, that this world was created for our sakes, man, that we're supposed to be what? Kings, all right, and princesses, you see, that we are supposed to be gods, you see, but because we sinned before our maker, all right, that was stripped from us, and now we die like these men. We die like these princes out here, man. Okay, we no longer are moving as gods. Now that we have this truth, we're coming back into that power, all right, and now we have to what? We have to be patient, which means to suffer. Now we have to suffer for it, because we know this truth now. This is why we're constantly suffering, because in order for us to get that inheritance, for us to get spiritual power, for us to get blessed with these new bodies, you have to suffer for the things that we did in our past, whether it be in our past life, and whether it be the things that we committed here, you see? And it's righteous that it goes down like that, man, because that's how the Lord got everything set up, all right? In order for you to enjoy the righteousness that you're going to receive, the rewards that you're going to receive, you have to go through the suffering, man. We had to be wicked as hell for us to enjoy righteousness when it came down our path. Okay. So let's that might have been the point on that, because I didn't want to go too much down. You go down more, it starts talking about Esau again. All right. It says, we are esteemed as of him as counterfeits, which these devils are counterfeits, because aren't they the ones claiming to have our heritage? You see, we were discontinued from our heritage, but these devils picked up on our heritage, okay, and made the world believe and deceive the world that they the children of the Lord by calling themselves Jews, which they call themselves Jewish, you know. It says, he abstained from our ways as from filthiness, exactly, because everything these devils do is filth, all right? That's why this whole entire earth is full of vanity, man. Everything is vain, because it's under the rulership of the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You see, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You see, that's why we got to wait for our Lord, man, so we can really truly rejoice. We can never rejoice in the shitty ass world we live in, man, because there's always something to take away our happiness. You see, that's why we're waiting on Yahweh Shai. It says, he abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. And that's right. All right. That the ending is going to be blessed. It's going to be blessed. You see, it's going to be blessed with salvation. Okay. See, Esau, he can't be blessed at the end. He can never be blessed. He had his chance of having the blessing. All right. But there's no room for repentance, all right? And he knows that the Lord's going to destroy him and eradicate him off the face of the earth, man. That's why he coming down on us with great wrath, because he has but a short time, All right. And the elites know this, not your average, not your average ass Edomite, all right, that wakes up for work every morning, all right, or that goes on these little protests and waves a little flag. They don't know what the hell is going on. But these top banking families knows exactly what's going on. Okay. So, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, real quick. Something just popped up in my head. Yep. This is what I wanted in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, real quick. To prove that this is our world. All right. This is 9. I'll go from 7 to 9. All right, because this is talking about the kingdom. This is also talking about when we have to go this path that we go through. All right, is a one only man path. All right. And it is. That's why you're alone in this truth, basically. This truth is not for everybody, man. It's only for a handful. It's only for a few. Many are chosen, and few are many are called, and few are chosen. All right. But this is 2nd Ezra 7 and 9, and it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord Yahushai. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. You see? And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. You see, this is why we had to go through what we went through, man. Going all the way back to the garden, man, because we are judged as a nation, okay? Which the transgression was in Eve, all right? But Adam followed, and because we're all right punished as a nation, we all have to suffer for it, man. Okay. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail, but Salakia, full of sorrow and travail, they are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and short and brought immortal fruit. Okay. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. You see, you follow after the ways of wickedness, you're never going to receive the true rewards, man. You just be like this nigga that was just talking in that video, just talking something good, but don't have no understanding about it, man. You just be a mouth, another nigga on the corner talking some extra shit. All right, and having a whole bunch of niggas with you that's high as hell, just listen to talk about, yeah, yo, you talking some true knowledge, But as a matter of fact, that was Southern Kingdom too. They look like Judah, look like a couple of but Yum up in there, a couple of I don't know if the other ones were Levites, might have been. All right, but let's go back to the video. Salakia. I probably got to go back into it because, yeah, I knew it. Salakia, hold on, I got to go back into it. I took too long to get back into it. When you take too long, it like throws you off of it. There you go.
The planet belonged to us. And until we claim this motherfucker truly, and I'm not talking about through their laws. Fuck them. Fuck the Morris way of doing things. All we got to do is walk away. We don't need paperwork. People are like, well, if we go into the jungle, they can just come kill us. But I'd rather die than be a part of their shit. What the fuck? You already dead. You already a slave, nigga. And if I can't be free, I'm already dead. So kill me.
And that's what we're doing right now. We're ready to die in this truth, you see? Because we don't want no parts of this. And that's a way of us showing to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that we could care less about this place, man. You see? Because we're casting all our burdens upon the Lord, right? And we're striving for the truth until death, as the scriptures say, man. Even if it really means death, we hope that we don't, because we know that the Lord said that some of us are not going to taste death, all right? But a lot of us will be tasting death as martyrs and being beheaded, all right? because we didn't take the image of the BEAST, you know, we didn't take the MARK. All right.
Well, if we colonize in the jungle, they could just come and fuck us up. Well, guess what? They won't have no slaves, nigga. They kill us, they die. And maybe that's what need to happen. Maybe we just need to commit suicide because we already fucking dead anyway. So that's the answer. The answer is that we starve the cancer. Get the fuck out their system. Fuck their women. Fuck their cars. Fuck their mind. Fuck everything they got. Their knowledge. You need none of that shit.
Yeah, that's why the Lord said, you know, let's grab that.
We go back to a natural way of living, the original way of living.
Ooh, go back to the natural way of living. Matter of fact, let's grab that. Ask for the old paths, as the scriptures tell you. Seek ye the old paths, KJV. This is Jeremiah 6:16. And it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. You see, if our people would just get their head out their ass and actually ask Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, first of all, they have to learn the names of the Lord. All right. And then once they learn the names, you ask for the old paths, man. The Lord's going to put that on you, man, that spirit on you to walk in that way, because the ancient paths, all right, was the way that all the prophets was successful. Our people were always successful. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. This is one second. Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. This is Ecclesiasticus 2:10, and it says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord Yahweh Shai and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction. You see, this is why we have to walk in the old paths, man, because you cannot fail in the old paths, man. As a matter of fact, let's grab this. This is Joshua. All right, Joshua 1:8. This is Joshua 1:8. This book of the law, as a matter of fact, before I grab that, before I lose this thought real quick, I'll do Baruch 4 first, and then I'll jump to that. Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light. See, walking in the old paths, you see, that thou may be illuminated. You see, you'll be illuminated with this truth. All right. Then you're going to have true life in you. You see, these niggas think that because their heart is still beating in this wicked ass society that they're alive, man. They ain't alive. You're not alive until you come into this truth. You see, until you have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai around you, man, which is this word. That's when you come to life. You see, that's when you come out of the valley of the dry bones and the Lord starts to put that breath of life into you. Okay. Now we could go to Joshua 1:8. And it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. You see, you will become prosperous and successful by keeping the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability, because you're not perfect. Okay, you're not going to be perfect. All right, you're not Yahweh Shai. You're not going to be perfect until Yahweh Shai comes back and gives us these new bodies. But we're supposed to do what? We're supposed to walk in those law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, as the scriptures tell you, to rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, rehearsing the righteous acts, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments shows your true faith toward the law. Towards the Lord, because faith without works, all right, is dead being alone, as the scriptures say. Right. So it says, Joshua 1:8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. You see, that's how you have that good success. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna read the next one, because that was actually the Bible verse of the day that I posted up early this morning, which that's the spirit. Beautiful. It says, have not I, this is verse 9, have not I commanded thee, be strong of good and of good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord Yahweh thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest. You see, because you're doing the ways of the Lord, because you're doing what was commanded, all right, the Lord will always be there fighting for you. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's grab that. Exodus 14:14. Okay. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. You see, that's what we want. We can't fight this battle by ourselves, man. We need Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah to fight this battle with us. Okay, so we can hold our peace, man, so we can actually have true rest. Okay. Let me see. So back to Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. And that's the mentality of Jake, man. You'll give Jake some golden jewels, man, and they want to go after the jewels of Esau, man. You see, here it is. We're giving you the true jewels, man, to life, and nothing is to be compared, all right, to the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's why he said that this knowledge is the greatest thing that you can have, man. You see, that's why the whole book is written in knowledge of Yahweh Shai, man. What better can it get than that? To have the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, you know. And then just end it with this, as a matter of fact. This is 2 John. Actually, 1 John. This is 1 John 2:15. And I'll end it off on that. Because he was just, after that, he was just talking some, that's when he said that crazy shit. 1 John 2:15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that does the will of Yahweh abideth forever. You see, you'll have that true rest, okay? And you'll be able to abide with Yahweh Shai, man. See, you do the will of the Lord, he's abiding with you, and you're abiding with him, man. You see, he sups into you, and you sup into him. And the Lord's going, what? That's why the scriptures say, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay, because you are free, finally free from the demons in your head, from that mental captivity that our people are under, man, by having the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. So, hey, call Haloim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rahak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquath that was listening in. Yahweh Ratzazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, sisters, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai.